The Western Conference playoff race just got an adrenaline shot of pure intensity as the Golden State Warriors stormed into the Intuit Dome and stunned the Los Angeles Clippers in a 126-121 thriller. Steph Curry proved why he is still the undisputed king of crunch time, pouring in 35 points and igniting a massive second-half comeback to keep the Warriors' season alive. It was a classic display of heart from a team that refused to quit, officially ending the Clippers' campaign and setting up a high-stakes showdown against the Phoenix Suns.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The drama in Los Angeles is only getting louder as Kawhi Leonard is now fueling heavy trade rumors following his heartfelt post-game comments about the Warriors' stars. After a defensive battle that saw him held in check during the final frame, Leonard heaped praise on Draymond Green and Steph Curry, leaving analysts wondering if a blockbuster move to the Bay Area is brewing this summer. With the Clippers facing a massive roster reset, all eyes are on whether this mutual admiration society is a hint of a future partnership. Draymond Green put on an absolute defensive masterclass in the final minutes of that play-in game, effectively locking down Kawhi Leonard when the stakes were at their highest. Leonard himself called Green a Hall of Fame defender, admitting that he could barely even get a shot off while the Warriors were mounting their incredible fourth-quarter surge. It was the kind of grit and hustle that Warriors fans have come to expect, proving once again that Green remains the heartbeat of that championship culture. Even the legendary Chris Paul could not help but troll the Clippers after their devastating loss, posting a hilarious meme on social media that proved he is still holding a grudge against his former team. The point guard clearly enjoyed watching his old squad fall as he cheered on the Warriors' victory from afar. There is no time to rest for Golden State, though, as they head straight to Phoenix for a win-or-go-home clash this Friday. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat of this wild NBA postseason run. Ever wonder what happens when two teams that absolutely do not belong in the play-in tournament collide? You get pure, unadulterated chaos. That's exactly what went down at the Intuit Dome, where the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers fought for their lives in a game that felt more like a street fight than a standard postseason matchup. For the Warriors, a squad riddled with injuries, this was supposed to be the end of the road. But for Steph Curry, you can never count out the championship DNA. The Clippers, fresh off a rocky season and a rough 6-21 start, were desperate to prove their doubters wrong. Early on, it looked like they might actually do it. Behind the aggressive play of Darius Garland and Benedict Mathurin, LA built a double-digit lead that had Steve Kerr looking absolutely incensed on the sidelines, especially after a series of illegal screens led to a technical foul on Draymond Green. The Warriors were sloppy, coughing up 20 turnovers, but they just wouldn't stay down. Then the inevitable happened, the Curry flurry. After a quiet first half, Steph caught fire in the third, putting up 16 points and shifting the momentum entirely. But the real dagger, that came from the veteran Al Horford, who buried 4 quick triples in the final minutes to snatch the lead away. Even when the Clippers clawed, it wasn't enough to stop the duo of Curry and Kristaps Porzingis, who simply proved too much to handle when the lights were brightest. Draymond Green sealed the deal with a defensive clinic in the final minute, forcing turnovers on Kawhi Leonard to lock in a 126-121 comeback victory. With this win, the Warriors finally broke a 9-game road losing streak against the Clips in L.A., their longest against any opponent under Kerr. Now the Clippers are heading to Cabo, while the Warriors pack their bags for a high-stakes showdown in Phoenix. If they take down the Suns, they're one step closer to a date with the defending champs in Oklahoma City. This is the definition of the grind, folks. If you love seeing veteran grit overcome the odds, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Do you think the Warriors actually have the gas to make a real run at the title, or is Phoenix the end of the line? Remember, in the NBA, you're only as good as your next possession. Could we be witnessing the early stages of the biggest trade blockbuster of the summer? Stop me if you've heard this one before. Kawhi Leonard and the Golden State Warriors are flirting, and this time, the tension is palpable. Following a wild 126-121 play-in thriller, we saw a defensive masterclass that has the entire league buzzing. Draymond Green essentially put Kawhi in a straitjacket during the fourth quarter, holding the Clippers' superstar to 0 field goal attempts across a dozen half-court possessions. It was a shutdown performance that would make any defensive specialist blush. But what happened after the final buzzer was even more intriguing. Instead of frustration, we got a love fest. Kawhi labeled Draymond a Hall of Fame defender, while Steph Curry and Draymond returned the favor, calling Kawhi an all-time great. Now, normally, superstars exchange pleasantries after a battle, but this feels different. Twitter account The Warriors Talk didn't hesitate to light the fuse, suggesting this mutual admiration is the smoke before the fire. And they might be onto something. We already know the Warriors were aggressive in their pursuit of the Claw back in February, with reports indicating a deal was nearly across the finish line before the Clippers pulled the plug at the 11th hour. With whispers circulating that the Clippers might be looking to hit the reset button, keeping only Ty Lue and Darius Garland, the door is wide open for Golden State to swoop back in. Whether it's a trade resurrection or potential fallout from salary cap investigations, the stars are aligning for a massive shift in the Western Conference. If the Warriors truly are in the market for a superstar caliber upgrade, Kawhi is the ultimate piece of that puzzle. Do you think a partnership between Steph and Kawhi would be an instant championship lock, or is the chemistry just too risky? Drop a comment below with your take, and make sure you're subscribed for the latest updates on this unfolding drama. In the cutthroat world of the NBA, sometimes the loudest signals come from the quietest moments of respect. Have you ever seen a superstar go from unstoppable to invisible in the span of just 12 minutes? That is exactly what happened to Kawhi Leonard during the Clippers' heartbreaking play-in loss to the Golden State Warriors. Through 3 quarters, Kawhi was cruising, putting up 19 points and keeping LA firmly in the driver's seat. But then, the script flipped. Steph Curry and Al Horford decided to turn back the clock with a vintage offensive clinic. But the real story wasn't just the Warriors shooting. It was the suffocating defensive masterclass put on by Draymond Green. In the final frame, Kawhi was silenced, held to a mere 2 points and plagued by 2 brutal turnovers. It was a brutal reminder of why Green remains a multi-time defensive player of the year. He didn't just guard Kawhi, he erased him. Even Kawhi had to pay his respects after the final buzzer, admitting that Green's defensive pressure made it nearly impossible to even get a clean look at the basket. It is a tough ending for the Clippers, who now head into a summer of massive uncertainty, while the Warriors ride this momentum into a high-stakes showdown against the Suns. What do you think? Was this a total defensive lockdown by Green, or did the Clippers just run out of gas when it mattered most? Let me know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the biggest moments in the NBA. Sometimes, the most important plays happen on the defensive end, and tonight, Draymond Green proved he still owns the clutch. Ever heard the saying that revenge is a dish best served cold? Well, Chris Paul just served it up piping hot with a side of classic internet savagery. If you thought the point god had moved on from his complicated history with the Los Angeles Clippers, think again. Even after hanging up his sneakers for good, CP3 made it crystal clear exactly who he was rooting for during Wednesday night's high-stakes play-in battle between the Warriors and his former team. After Golden State snatched a massive 126-121 win at the Intuit Dome, Paul took to his Instagram story to drop a legendary meme, the one featuring a man attending an enemy's funeral, just to make sure they're definitely, absolutely gone. It's a bold move, but honestly, it's vintage Chris Paul. Despite spending the absolute prime of his illustrious career trying to put the Clippers on the map, the scars from that messy breakup clearly run deep. And let's be real, the irony here is delicious. The Clippers actually sent Paul packing early in what was supposed to be his retirement farewell tour, a move that clearly didn't sit well with the veteran. Even though he only played 58 games in a Golden State uniform, CP3 was loud and proud repping Dub Nation as they pushed the Clippers to the brink of elimination. It's funny how the NBA works, right? One day you're carrying a franchise to respectability, and the next, You're laughing at their postseason funeral from your couch. Does CP3 have a point, or is this just petty history repeating itself? Let me know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more hoops drama. Because in the NBA, even when you retire, the rivalry never really ends.